view. What do you think on the whole ADCC and Craig Jones Invitational situation going on? Do you think it's a smart business move?
I don't know anything about it.
That he booked the submission tournament the same day as ADCC and made like a lot of different prices in terms of money for the submission fighters.
Huh. Sounds good to me.
Chad, what would you do for some good quality cashola, okay? Me, myself, as a Chad, would do quite a lot of things for some nice wads of cash in order to go to my creatine, my protein, my supplements in order to improve myself in the grappling realm. Maybe invest in a sweet rash guard and other things and to improve my jiu-jitsu, you know what I'm saying? But how about what's been going on in the news of the BJJ world lately? Little known event happening the same weekend as ADCC, and it is the Craig Jones Invitational. Yes, that's right. Mr. Craig Jones, he was wishy-washy about competing in ADCC.
But for everyone asking, hey, Craig, are you doing ADCC? I keep asking myself, why would I do ADCC, right? Now, some people say, well, it's the World Championships. Don't you want to win a World Championships? Yeah, that would be great. But does it necessarily boost your career in any meaningful way? Obviously, for me personally, my career is built on losing in the finals. So for me to win it would probably be destructive to my career and my jokes, but very good for my own ego.
And then he's been kind of a little salty, saying that they don't pay enough. And then
of an ADCC grappler. Come on in, check the place out. Guys, now when it comes to sport of grappling, Craig Jones here, kind of a big deal. I've hit that ADCC podium 2 times. That gave me $10,000. That helped me put a down payment on this and I come to learn from my friend P. Mitty that hot dog eaters make more money than ADCC champions.
My bad, guys. I'll still be at ADCC. I'll just be sort of taking on a different role. I don't know if you remember the guys playing the fucking bongos, playing the drums last time. Well, turns out, after further inspection, these guys get paid more to participate than the grapplers. So I will be at ADCC. I will be playing the goddamn bongos this time.
He took matters into his own hands. He said, hey, I'm going to run my own event. And we were like, what, Craig? Why? But it's happening. And it's freaking a win-win for the fans, okay? And let me tell you why it's a win-win for the fans, okay? You might be saying, oh my gosh, those fans, they already paid tickets to go to ADCC. Now the grapplers are pulling out and they're going to compete at the Craig Jones Invitational. Look, if you bought ADCC tickets, you're still going to get some freaking high-quality grappling. Still go to the ADCC. It's going to be a huge production, and you're still going to see all the freaking good grapplers. You're going to see even more grapplers. Maybe grapplers you're not so familiar with, okay? There's some in the ADCC that maybe didn't have the success at trials they wanted, okay? And it's still going to be a good event. It's still going to be a tough tournament, all right? We got guys like Chris Wojcik being invited, Ryan Aitken being invited. I mean, I love watching those guys scrap, okay? And, you know, there's going to be there's still, I mean, Couch is in it. You know, if you're a Pedigo fan, you can watch the Pedigo guys. I mean, all those guys, Gordon's going to be in it, you know, New Wave and ADCC, they got a little thing going on. Mo likes to hang out with Gordon, so they're, you know, butt buddies or whatever. Giancarlo is still going to be some high-level, good grappling at ADCC. But now we get even more high-level grappling and even a new event to tickle our brains, our smooth brains as we watch the event. And I tell you what, you may have to pay to watch ADCC on Flow Grappling, but you won't have to pay to watch CJI. It's going to be free on YouTube. And Craig wants to see those analytics and pay the athletes rightly so, okay? So let's just talk a little bit about the event. Just go over the basic things you guys probably already know. It's above 80 kilograms and below 80 kilograms. Why he chose that weight? No idea. But 2 weight classes, 2 16-man brackets. Winner of each bracket gets $1 million. That's a lot of cheddar. that's life-changing. As William Andrew Tackett would say, it could change their families' lives. And you know what? I'm here for it, because these boys are going to scrap real freaking hard for the $1 million, okay? That's over 10 times the amount the winner gets at ADCC, okay? And also, each man that's invited to the 16-man bracket for both brackets gets $10,000. That is the exact prize money that a ADCC champion gets. So these boys are getting paid, and apparently this money is coming from a undisclosed anonymous donor. I wonder what Craig has had to do to get this funding. But yeah, I mean, the guy seems like he's willing to do anything. Is it a joke? It is it not? You never know. But you know, good on him. He's making a difference in the sport of grappling. So whatever he had to do, thank you, Craig Jones. Me as a fan, I'm happy that this is happening. And August 16th and 17th is going to be like freaking Christmas Day for a grappling fan, okay? But yeah, so let's cover the rule set that they're going into. Obviously, it's not going to be ADCC rules. It's not an ADCC event. So it's going to be what Craig said, 3 5-minute rounds. And it's going to be scored by judges. And so, hold on a second. It's going to be scored by judges. The athletes will know who's winning on the scorecards after each round. And this is in an appeal to the MMA audience. And Craig wants to draw more eyes from the MMA fan base. And, you know, that's a good strategy. I think 5-minute rounds are a little too long, but I think like 3-minute rounds would be good. But, you know, at that high level, you almost need those long rounds in order to wear each other out and get the get the finish. So, plus, there'll be no shortage of action with $1 million on the line. These guys are going to go friggin' ham-bony. So, yeah. And also, they're going to be competing in what is coined the alley. It is like the pit in karate combat. It is raised walls, kind of at like a 45-degree angle down. And this should provide some freaking interesting scraps. Maybe we see some cool flying stuff off the wall, you know. I don't know. But anywho, let's read these, read the athlete list. Under 80 kilograms, Andrew Tackett, Nicky Ryan, Joseph Chin, Lucas Hulk Barbosa. There's quite a few on these under 80 that I'm like, these guys can make that weight, but for $1 million, I mean, wow. I mean, we got Mateus Denise. I'm surprised he wants that money. Elian Flanagan's going to be a huge under 80 guy. And then we got Levi Jones-Leary, Tommy Lanelacker, Jason Nolf, Andy Varela, Cade Rutolo, and Ty Rotolo. And so, yeah, that's a sick little lineup. They got 3 spots left still, but that's a sick little lineup of dudes right there. I like that Craig put in Jason Nolf. Later on in the over 80, we'll see Pat Downey as well. I think it's a great idea that Craig is implementing wrestlers into the bracket. He's tapping in to that wrestling fan base, and the wrestling fan base is huge. And, you know, unless you're like the guy, you don't really get paid a whole lot in wrestling. You know, the top guys that make the world and Olympic teams get paid a good amount, I believe. And they get all the glory, but there's so many good wrestlers that are at the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th spot that, you know, don't make a whole lot of money and have to, like, you know, hustle for money. And I think BJJ would be a great transition for some of these high-level wrestlers to go into. And I think Jason Nolf and Pat Downey are going to highlight that, like, hey, this is also another avenue wrestlers can go into in order to make money as an athlete. And I think this will be huge, and we'll get the wrestling fan base into grappling now and kind of make them one and the same. So yeah, I'm excited about that. That's a brilliant move by Craig. Get more viewership there. Freaking Cade and Ty Rutolo, the like 2 youngest, like, in my opinion, the most exciting grapplers in BJJ right now. Those guys are not your typical BJJ athletes. They're explosive, they're fast, they hunt submissions at all times. I love watching those guys. And then in the over 80, we got William Tackett, Luke Rockhold, Nicky Rodriguez, Mason Fowler, Roberto Jimenez, Victor Hugo, Owen Livesey, Joao Rocha, Felipe Andrew, Max Jimenez, Adam Bradley, Ignacio Santos, and Pat Downey. And still three more spots for that over 80. But yeah, so, I mean, freaking studs in this bracket too. That's a sick bracket to watch. They got Luke Rockhold to bring the MMA fans over. Apparently, according to Greg, Luke is freaking sick with it on the ground too. Not only does he have the question mark kicks, but he also has the freaking ground game to back it up. And, you know, it's a lot safer than bare knuckle boxing for CT. You know, that guy doesn't need to take any more hits. He's good. He's a model, man. Like, why would you want to change that face, you know? Like, I wish I was freaking handsome, can grapple, and can strike like Luke Rockhold. I mean, Jimmy Christmas, what else can? This guy's probably good at, like, bocce ball, too. I mean, for crying out loud. Leave some, you know, for the rest of us there, buddy. And then also, we got Fionn Davies, Mackenzie Dern's. Mackenzie Dern's bringing over that UFC crowd as well. That's going to be freaking huge. Fionn Davies, a huge transfer from ADCC, one of the top female grapplers, one of the most popular female grapplers. Huge pickup by Craig Jones there. That's going to be fun to watch. You know, Fionn gets after it. Mackenzie's got some great submissions in the UFC. That'll be fun to watch. And yeah, they're gonna, all the profits apparently are gonna go to the charity of choices for the athletes. You know, that's freaking sweet, you know. And then also, it's brought to you by the Fair Fight Foundation, which is supported by that anonymous donor. Also, who do you guys think the anonymous donor is? I think it's Zuckerberg, Mark Zuckerberg for sure. Because he was like, if I say the name, then everybody else will want to join in, you know. There's another news about announcers. I don't really care about that. There's also a $50,000 bonus for the best submission in the tournament. That's a lot of cashola. That's like a year's worth of salary for most people. And you get it for just hitting a 6 submission, which, nice, good, sweet. That's freaking awesome. So yeah, this is gonna be a sick little move here. But, you know, I like what Craig's doing. I don't think, you know, Joe Rogan was all in a tizzle about him competing with ADCC on the same weekend, but I think it's going to provide more grappling for the fans to watch. Like, great grappling at ADCC, great grappling at the CJI. And, you know, we're going to see an opportunity to see more grapplers compete for money. And I think that's great for the sport. A lot of these guys are high level, and it shouldn't just be narrowed down to 16 people. Like, the trials are insane to watch and so fun to watch. Like, guys should get paid to do the trials, I think. Like I'm not gonna complain about more grappling. Like, this is freaking sweet, dude. And like, yeah, make it on the same weekend, whatever. Like, if you didn't qualify for ADCC, go to a freaking CJI or something. Or if you didn't get into CJI, go for ADCC. Both great events, I think, and I'm excited for both. Just about to end the video before I realized, oh my gosh, I forgot one of the most important, exciting things about this whole freaking event, okay? We're finally getting the Gabi Garcia, Craig Jones super fight. 2024, I mean, this is the best thing that could happen to our society in this day and age. Equal rights, I mean, it's perfect. I'm for it, you know, and it's just gonna be freaking great. We have been absolutely edged to this matchup for a long time, for quite a few years now, okay? I mean, and now August 16th and 17th, we're gonna climax and finally be able to see this great matchup between these two superstars. Okay, we got one of the most winningest female grapplers facing off against Mr. Craig Jones. She's got a bit of a weight advantage, a bit of a size advantage, but let's see whose jiu-jitsu is better, okay? Man versus woman, an intergender champion, okay? That's called a transcontinental champion, okay? Nobody's transgender here, but, you know, we're saying we're transversing the gender lines, and we're going for this match, okay? And it's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. Groundbreaking. I don't think there's been any male versus female action in any sport. I don't know why I'm moving my hands like Donald Trump now, but I am. But anywho, they're not in basketball, not in football, not in soccer, tennis, none of that. We did see a little bit in swimming, but that was not fair play at all with the Leah Thomas situation. This is a biological female and a biological male, just seeing how things will work out. And it'll be cool. It'll be good to see. I'm not sure what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen. So tune in August 16th and 17th, where you've been edged about this match for so long, and you can finally climax and watch it, okay?
Come on.